Welcome to the FGTN show, the first in the new time frame, Sunday morning, 7 a.m. Nice to see you all here. Drop down in the comments. Tell me who is tuning in. We've got a fun show packed in for today. This is going to be a great way to start your weekend, your day. If you're watching it on the replay on a Monday morning before work, great day for that as well. So, tons of interesting new products that are out there. 3D printed boats. It's not as bad as you may think, but we're going to talk a little bit about that. Trika has a new product coming out. If you know about Trika, you know that they're known for their rods that they've got. I'm a big fan of them. They've got a reel coming out that I'm pretty excited to talk about. New invention in the ice fishing space with a heated rod, just to find out that maybe it really isn't new. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Daiwa's got some new stuff. We've got a couple other products coming out too that we're going to talk about. And then in terms of news, the question is there a price war in fishing electronics? Now, granted, we could probably do a full 3-hour stream just on pricing of fishing electronics. There was one article that's out there that I thought hit a lot of the primary points. And so we'll spend a few minutes on that today. Bass Fishing Hall of Fame, they've got an auction going right now. So if you want some pretty cool opportunities, get some gear, you can actually join in on that silent auction. It's an online auction. And then there's some partnerships going on between Humminbird and the NPFL we're going to talk about. Just there's so much going on. We're going to talk about deals. And then there's gonna maybe be a little bit of I'll share the sneak peek of it here, a giveaway potentially at the end. Let me get me off the screen here. That's right. In order to kick this off, we can thank one of the channel members for this recommendation yesterday, and I loved it. Is moving to a 7 a.m. Sunday morning time frame, 7 a.m. Central Time. The idea is grab a coffee, grab your tea, grab whatever, an energy drink, your water, whatever you're waking up to in the morning if you're joining us live or whatever you're drinking on the replay. And let's talk about fishing gear and tech, right? Pretty fun. Well, what I figured I'd do to sweeten the pot a little bit, we won't talk about it at all. I don't want this to be a giveaway stream, but at the very end of the stream, if you're here live, it's part of the live, you will get an opportunity. We're going to do a drawing of anybody that's here at the end to win a $20, either a Starbucks or Caribou gift card. Your choice, whoever wins, but that'll be at the end of the stream. So stick around and stay tuned. This will probably go 45 minutes to an hour, I would guess right now, but I'll pop the screen up at the end. We'll do the giveaway at the end. So that's all I'm going to say about that. So if you're one of the lucky ones that's here live, and this probably won't be the only time we do giveaways on this. It's not going to be every week, so don't expect that. But just wanted to let you know, a little treat for anybody that's joining on the Sunday morning live. And it looks like we've got a few people here already. So nice to see everybody here tuning in. We got Kevin Love. We've got Muddy Asphalt and Jared. Happy Easter as well. Oh my gosh, I've been so busy this morning packing in, getting ready for the show. We're actually entertaining here today as well in a few hours. So happy Easter to everybody that celebrates Easter as well. All right, Trika. We're on their Facebook page because this has not officially been announced. It's only leaks right now. And that is right. Trika Fishing, we know, has rods, open water and ice fishing rods. And they probably almost a year ago did release one reel, but it was not a spinning reel. And you can see my comment here. I got to get one. Check this thing out. We know nothing about it other than it's coming out very soon. So we can see it is all black. It looks like a black matte finish on it. It's got some pretty cool color design. The reason why I'm excited about it is Trika is one of those companies that looks at for a premium offering, a premium product. So they're looking top of the line, what's the best quality product that we can produce. And their price competitiveness is by nature because they do not sell through distributors. They do not sell through retailers. They sell direct to consumer only. So the only way to buy Trika stuff is through Trika's website. And so that cuts out a lot of those upcharges that you normally see in a retailer distributor model to keep these super premium products at a price point that's competitive with kind of mid-tier product. So I'm really excited to try it out. I will definitely be trying it out once it comes out. Here's, of course, the box of it. And then I thought there were another couple teasers in here, but I don't see it. So stay tuned. As soon as more information comes out on it, I will be sure to let you know. Trika is a Wisconsin-based company. So pretty cool here to see these companies coming out with new stuff. If you're excited about that Trika reel, let me know. It's a spinning reel. It looks like it's the 1000 series. I don't know if they're only going to have a 1000 series or if they're not relating that to even the size. Maybe that's the model of it, meaning like it's the 1000 series, and then they're going to come out with the 2000 series, which is like their V2 rather than size 1000 or 2000. We'll see. All right. Next up for new products, we've got InventHelp is a company. I don't know how reputable they are, but I see them pop up every once in a while. Essentially, what InventHelp is, sorry, I'll zoom in here. InventHelp is essentially a organization that what they do is they help inventors get patents for their ideas, publish them, and figure out where do they go for manufacturing. So they're helping people that are innovating actually get their products to market. Now, I'm sure they take some sort of share or they have a charge for the service or something like that. But they typically, once they land deals with some of these new inventions, they put out a little bit of a PR release. Well, just recently, they put out a PR release about a new ice fishing rod under, for them, it's PDK 541, which is essentially like the number of the relationship that they have with this inventor. But this is what it says. This is a quote from the inventor. I thought there should be a way to keep a fishing rod warm to prevent ice buildup on its line guides and within its reel when ice fishing. This inventor is from St. Michael's, Minnesota. So I invented the hot stick. My design would eliminate the need for an angler to constantly remove ice from his rods, eyelets, or line guides while fishing during winter months. It says the invention provides an improved fishing rod for ice fishermen. In doing so, it prevents the accumulation of ice within the line guides, reel, etc. It also allows for smooth action while casting, trolling, or retrieving bat rigs, lures, or fish. So I don't know how many people are casting or trolling during the ice season, but hey, if you're one of those people, I can't wait to see a mock-up of what this this rod looks like. But anyways, I thought that this was interesting. It's an interesting concept. And then what I did is I stumbled across this right here, the heat stick. So this is actually a website, a Facebook page where the first posts on here were from March 19th, 2016. And it does show that they got a patent for the heat stick, but I wonder if it's maybe expired. This product, and you probably saw this in the thumbnail, if you're coming from looking at that image and not just clicking into the live, this is the mock-up of it. They got a patent for this, and it's a rod with a heated element in it to do the exact same thing. So this patent that was released isn't actually a net new idea. From what I can tell, this product essentially solves the same problem. It has a power on off button, and the whole idea behind it is to prevent freezing of the eyes and ice accumulating on the rod itself. You can see Heat Stick was at the 2017 St. Paul Ice Show showing off their product. Home of the very first heated ice fishing rod, the Heat Stick. We generate heat to the eyelets so they never freeze up. Veteran owned, made in the USA from Rapid City, South Dakota. So for all I know, maybe it's the same company and they're coming back around. I don't know. Maybe he moved to Minnesota. Who knows? It looks like it's different. But wanted to let you know, I just wanted to make sure that I gave credit to the Heat Stick because it looks like maybe they came up with the idea first. It's interesting to see that patents can be for the same product. But I guess maybe it was a 7-year patent or something and it has expired. So pretty interesting, hearing about ice fishing products even in the summer season. All right, next up, new products. We're still on the new product track here. Daiwa has the 2025 PowerScope rods. Now, these were announced probably about a month ago, and there's just content really starting to come out on them now. So essentially what these are is a fishing rod. So they've got multiple different versions. They've got spinning and casting rods. And really, what this is it's focused on, and you've seen other companies do this, on the forward facing sonar or live imaging fishermen. And the idea behind this is there's a certain style of fishing that most people, when they're using forward facing sonar, use. And it's like using like a swim bait or a mock minnow jig or something like that, and you're pulling it through the water, right? You're kind of jigging it, you're ripping it, you're watching it on the screen. Well, the whole idea behind this type of rod, as well as what other companies do, is they design the rod in a way to work best for that style of fishing. It actually has nothing to do with forward facing sonar. It has to do with the style of fishing you typically do when you're using live imaging or forward facing sonar, which is what Daiwa is calling in their 2025 their PowerScope rods. So what are the PowerScope rods? The PowerScope rods are their live sonar rod series that we talked about. They are nano plus graphite blank, a blank construction that evenly distributes resin binders within the high density graphite strands for maximum weight reduction without sacrificing strength. There's a parabolic action that's implemented into the rods to help anglers keep fish pinned and provide forgiveness while using the light lines that typically you're using when you're fishing with this style. Live sonar fishing also demands accurate casting to place those finesse lures in just the right spot. I would argue any type of fishing, you want to be accurate with your cast. Daiwa has implemented an X45 bias construction, which perfectly spines the rod and prevents any twist in the rod for consistent casting, as well as increased hook setting power. I'm not going to go through all of this because it's going to get really deep into the specs, but what do they have available? They have spinning and casting rods. So for the spinning rods, they have five different spinning rods, two different casting rods. So a total of 7 rods. And one thing that you're going to see is they have multiple powers. So light, medium heavy, ultra light, light, and medium light. And then you're going to see a lot of regular action rods here. That is one of the things that they're focusing in on, is being kind of the primary feature set of these rods is that regular action. The medium light fast looks like a pretty attractive one. I actually might pick this one up. It's a 6.5 spinning medium light fast, 4 to 8 pound line weight, or 6 to 10 pound braid. You can see the size of line definitely on the lighter end here. And then casting, they've got a medium heavy and a heavy, which they've got a regular and a fast as well. So if you're interested in trying out a new rod, I might pick one up. These are supposed to be right around that $200, MSRP price point, which is not too crazy bad for a higher end rod. So if you're interested in checking out Daiwa's new offerings, if you're in a store or if you want to order online, go ahead and look to pick these up. If I end up getting one, I'll be sure to let you all know in some upcoming videos later this year how they compare. I just got a few more Trika rods because they still have their 15% off deal going right now. And then I've got tuned up custom rods. I've got some Daiwa rods and some others that I'm going to be doing, hopefully, a comparison video on this year. All right, another new product, all these fun new products. So this is actually considered a year-round bucket. So this is from RebelFin. It's the RFC B10. It's a collapsible bait bucket. So this website is typically focused on retailers and telling them, hey, stock up on this product so that way you can sell it to your consumers. It's usually where you can sometimes find out about products before they actually hit retail. Like this, I don't think is actually available in stores yet or online, but it's available for retailers and distributors to begin purchasing or purchasing from distributors. And so this is what it is. It's the RebelFin. I thought it was interesting and unique, so I figured I'd say a couple words on it. We won't go super deep on it, but this is the 10-quart collapsible minnow bucket. It's 10.625 inches in diameter and 11.5 inches in height, and it collapses, so it's soft-sided. It has a zipper top on it. It's got convenient holes in the lid for you to have bait access and have an aerator hose. You can see the little plug here. I'll zoom in. You can see the little plug here. It's reinforced adjustable strap that you can see that comes from either side and goes over the top. And then it has the ergonomic zipper pull. I do not believe it's waterproof. So even if you have it zipped shut, they're not waterproof zippers, I don't believe. So if you tipped it upside down or it fell over, I think it will leak. That was one thing that I was looking at. I was like, oh, that'd be kind of cool. If it didn't leak, that would be pretty cool. Now, granted, it's not going to leak out of the sides or the bottom because it's a bait bucket. But I wonder from the zipper part if you're going to have any issues, which I imagine you would, because these do not look like waterproof zippers. But I could be wrong on that. Accessory pocket. So they've got an accessory pocket on one side where you can store phone, keys, wallet, whatever you want in there. And then it's got a molded rubber bottom to help prevent bucket freezing to the ice. It's X88 bucket compatible. The Minos bucket standard. No clue what that is. I should probably know. What is an X88 bucket? If you know, drop it down in the comments. Otherwise, I'll for sure be looking it up after. If I see this in a store, I'll probably check it out. Interesting. They say there's an upsell potential. Pair it with an aerator, bait nets, or the X88 insulated minnow bucket. Oh, maybe it goes inside of those foam buckets or something? I don't know. But if you want to check out more about it, you can go to rebelfin.com. Supposedly, I tried going to their website and I didn't see it on there. So maybe it's coming soon. But kind of a cool product that could be coming soon to a store near you. All right. Well, guess what? Mother's Day is around the corner, and something to be aware of if you're interested and you have a mother in your life, whether it's your mom, your wife, your significant other, your daughter, and you want to look at getting a gift and she loves fishing. Nicole Combs, who is the wife of Luke Combs, country music singer, if you didn't know, I guess she likes fishing. I did not know this. I saw this article and I'm like, this is pretty cool. So she has a collaboration with Columbia Performance Fishing Gear, Columbia PFG, where she has a product line that's come out. Her first ever fishing line for women. So it has a windbreaker, some matching shorts, leggings, tank top. And so I'll link to this article if you want to read a little bit more about it. I thought this was pretty cool. I love seeing the opportunity for youth and women to have more gear within the industry because it's typically a male-dominated industry, and a lot of the apparel is really focused around men. So again, I was like, hey, Mother's Day is coming up here in a few weeks. So something to be aware of if you're looking at picking something up. And this is actually, we'll share this right here. So this is actually on Columbia's website. If you go online, I'll link it down below so that you can see it. But this is the full assortment. There's the 6 products. It is the CSC PFG X Nicole Combs windbreaker. So you can see the windbreaker on the outside. You've got shorts, cool pink color. You've got leggings and a bottle sling, which I thought was pretty cool. The crop tank and the bucket hat. So if you're interested, looks like they're on sale right now from Columbia. So maybe get it now and you probably get it shipped to you and have it in time for Mother's Day. No promises depending on when you're seeing this. But yeah, pretty cool product offering. All right. As we move past the new products into some of the news and some of the main, I would say, discussion and conversational topics, we're going to talk about the price war that is likely happening. We got John Zick here in the chat. Happy Easter, John, member of the channel. I see Austin out on Mille Lacs, another member of the channel. Really appreciate the members of the channel supporting, making all of this content free for everybody. If you're interested, there is a link down below if you want to join. So what is going on here in terms of the big 3 for fishing electronics? We got Lowrance, we've got Humminbird, we've got Garmin. Is there a price war going on is the question. And it's not a clear-cut, simple yes or no. So we're going to actually read through this and we're going to have a little bit of discussion around it. And we're going to hop through. We've got other topics. We've got deals. And then we got that giveaway at the end if you stick around for that. But is there a price war in bass fishing electronics? So I think that this is a pretty good summary of it. The bass fishing electronics market has seen rapid technological advancements in recent years, driven by innovations in forward-facing sonar, which is true, right? Mapping systems and trolling motor integrations. There's actually been a ton of trolling motors. Every year, it seems like there's 2 or 3 new ones that come out, which is really exciting. But now trolling motors are even at this point where they're like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for a trolling motor. It's starting to get a little crazy even on that end of it. So, as manufacturers like Garmin, Humminbird, and Lowrance compete to dominate in this niche of fishing technology, questions arise. Is this competition sparking a price war? Typically, that's what we see, right? So, typically, when you see competitors competing for the same category, live imaging, forward facing sonar, trolling motors, mapping, typically what you see is more innovation, which is good for the consumer, and you see price pressure because they're competing to figure out who has the best entry level price offering, and whoever's cheaper, if somebody's coming new into the space and they want to buy it, they're typically going to look at who's got the best price if the technology's similar. And I don't think it's that simple and easy. And I think they're playing in a few different areas here. So this is an article that I think the Basscast did a really nice job on. So I want to give them credit for it. We're going to talk about some of it here, and then I'm going to give some thoughts of my own on it as well as we go through it. The push for cutting edge electronics is undeniable, which I agree with. The Mega Live 2 is the most recent new release from any of the big three in terms of new live imaging units or upgrades to the technology that they have. It offers enhanced resolution and target separation for up to 165 feet. I mean, those are facts. Like it does in comparison to Mega Live 1. It's positioned as the premium choice for tournament anglers for Humminbird users. I would definitely add that in there. Now, this is something that I did not know of. Everybody's heard rumors, but to put it in writing like this, I think is interesting. And if there's anything you pull away from this, I think this is a tidbit of information that if you're a Garmin user, it will be interesting. Similarly, Garmin's Live Scope remains a market leader with rumors of upcoming fish tracking features. Garmin's coming out with fish tracking features. Interesting. And streamlined hardware. What do they mean by streamlined hardware? Could it potentially mean no black box needed in the future? Could it potentially, I guess, well, like, could it mean that the processing's inside of the transducer, inside of the chart plotter? Is there a new chart plotter series coming out? Who knows? But I think that's an interesting statement. So I'm going to say it again. Garmin's LiveScope remains a market leader. I would argue the market leader, personally. I've used Mega Live 2 as well. I have it. With rumors of upcoming fish tracking features and streamlined hardware from Garmin. Pretty exciting. These advancements come at a cost, that is for sure. Top tier units often exceed $2,000, like even more than that, right? I mean, like you start getting into 12-inch, you're talking three, four, $5,000 for some of those bigger units. You talk bigger than that, 15, 16, 17, 19-inch, you're talking way more. And it says here, professional anglers reportedly spend upwards of $19,443 on boat electronics. That is an awkwardly specific amount. I wonder if they looked at, there was a couple of videos that were out where they went through at like a bass fishing tournament, and they said, what do you have for electronics on your boat? I don't think Basscast did this, but somebody else did it. It was a YouTube video. I'll try to find it and link it as well. But they went boat by boat, and they're like, what do you have for electronics on your boat? And what would you say? How much did it cost you? So I wonder if they're just averaging basically the average cost based off of that, which this seems actually pretty right on. This focus on high-end tech suggests manufacturers are prioritizing performance over price reductions. However, the introduction of mid-range alternatives, such as Lowrance's Eagle Eye package, the Eagle Eye 9, which is $999 for a forward down-facing sonar bundle, indicates efforts to cater to budget-conscious buyers. Tournament regulations and market shift. So we're going to talk, that was kind of the intro. We're going to talk a little bit more in detail about kind of all the pieces there and threads that we need to pull off. So tournament regulations. There are new rules in competitive circuits. In fact, we're going to talk about this in another article coming up here around Humminbird. They're reshaping demand. For instance, the Bassmaster Elite Series anglers are limited to one live sonar transducer mounted at the bow of the boat. They are also restricted to a total of 55 inches of screen across all head units, including bow and dash mounts, while the NPFL, the National Professional Fishing League, bans forward-facing real-time live imaging entirely. These restrictions will force anglers to optimize existing setups rather than invest in multiple devices, potentially reducing the demand for excess hardware. In response, companies are bundling features to maximize value. I'm not going to read this part of it, but you get the idea of bundling, right? So like they're coming out with more full featured devices and kits that allow you to do more with less. So better chart plotters, better live imaging transducers that allow you to do multiple things with it. I think is going to be the trick, because let's look at it this way. This doesn't exist, but I'll give you an example as if it did exist, because maybe it will in the future. Humminbird, right? So they've got the Mega Live 360, and then they've got uh, their Mega Live 2. It's not Mega Live 360. They've got the Humminbird 360 Live, and then they've got the Mega Live 2, right? So those are two different units. You can't have both of those units on your boat at the same time. Well, what if Humminbird came out with a 360 Mega Live 2, where it actually had both in the same transducer? Now, and you have two screens, and both screens could be using a different function of the transducer. I'm making this up, but that is an example of where innovation, and it's actually better for everybody. Who wouldn't rather have the same features, functionality, and technology, but by having less on their boat? I know I would. I'd rather have one transducer that can do the same thing that two can do than having two on two different poles or mounts, right? So that's another spot where they're innovating, and that is screens, trolling motors all across the board, right? Competitive in the mid-range segment. So I thought this was an interesting take. So while premium products dominate headlines, which is true, right? We're always talking about what's the latest and greatest from Garmin, Lowrance, in Humminbird. Um, what is also happening is like Lowrance, I think, is killing it right now on that mid tier, which I would call entry level for forward facing, but mid tier in terms of like the full spectrum of not even counting just forward facing sonar or live imaging, is the Eagle Eye 9 that they came out with. Lowrance is like, okay, cool, right? So like our active target 2, maybe it's not, they didn't say this, I'm saying this for them. Maybe their active target 2 isn't as good as the Garmin Live Scope. Maybe it's not as good as Mega Live 2. Okay, well, guess what? We're going to come out with the best mid-range offering, the best entry point of $999.99. You get a 9-inch IPS screen plus a forward-facing transducer that can do down or forward facing. Plus, you can do down scan with it in everything. You have mapping in it at the most entry level price point, and it's actually really a good quality product. There's an example of where they're coming out with and differentiated from that standpoint. So it's not going to always be they're going to reduce the price of active target 2. They're going to just come out with, we have a high end offering and we have a low end or a mid tier offering. So I think what this is arguing here is actually not what we ideally want to see, which is prices being compressed at the top and seeing active target 2, Mega Live 2, and Live Scope actually become cheaper. What's going to actually happen is maybe they're going to keep that as their premium offering and just introduce something a little bit more stripped out in terms of technology in feature set that's at a cheaper price point. So that way they can say, look, if you don't want to spend that much, no problem. We have an offering that's cheaper, but it's not going to be as good, right? So I think that's an interesting way to look at it. They also talk here about lithium battery factor, which is true, right? So many people now are moving from lead acid to lithium. Last week, we talked about solid state batteries becoming a thing. And I think that's what's going to come next. Granted, everything's still in testing right now, as far as I understand, around solid state. Solid state batteries also have a higher voltage. So you can't just do a direct swap for solid state batteries when they do come out, because otherwise you're going to fry some of your legacy 12-volt products that can't handle 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 volts of power. Anyways, where this is going is you now have extra cost. Lithium batteries cost more than lead acid batteries. There is no argument there. Are they better for power? Do they last longer? Do you get more recharge cycles? Are they smaller? Are they lighter? Abso-freaking-lutely. But they're going to cost more as well. So that has to be in the equation of how much are you willing to spend on a full offering. And I'll give a little teaser here. I am actually working on a tool right now that will help you navigate this whole space. So more to come on that in the next several weeks. But market growth versus consumer accessibility. So the global fishing electronics market is projected to grow at a steady CAGR. And I think CAGR stands for calculated annual growth rate. fueled by urbanization and disposable income. So the CAGR is basically a way that they look at market trends over time. So if essentially what they're looking at is like, what is the market spend for the fishing technology industry today? And we'll just throw a number out there. It's uh, we'll make up a number, $2 billion. So if it's $2 billion annually today, the CAGR is going to say it has a 5-year CAGR of 5%. What that means is it's going to grow by 5% from 2 billion to whatever 5% more is, 2.05 billion 5 years from now, right? So it's the trajectory of the market. And whenever you see a positive CAGR, that is obviously good. And they say it's fueled by urbanization and disposable income, which I think that's arguable. I think innovation is also a big aspect of it. It says the growth is uneven. High-end innovations cater to professionals and affluent hobbyists, while mid-range products target casual anglers. And they give a couple of examples here. Like Eagle Claw's Pro V Finesse Jig is under 20 bucks, highlighting a bifurcation where companies compete in both the premium budget fronts. Exactly what we had talked about before, right? So companies are now not just looking at, we're going to reduce our price on our premium product. They're going to continue innovating and growing and having even more premium offerings. So things are going to probably get even more expensive, but they're also going to introduce mid-tier and lower tier offerings that are more accessible as well in terms of price point. So this is the argument, right? Is there going to be more innovation or is there going to be price cuts? And I think the answer is there's going to be a lot more innovation and there's going to be more tiering of offerings. To date, there really isn't that. Like if you think about it, Garmin Live Scope, Humminbird Mega Live, Lowrance, right? Active Target. They've got one offering. They have their high-end offering, and that's it. And when they come out with a new one, it's not that it's a new tier, it's just replacing what they had. I think what we're going to see here is that these companies are now going to come out with a new product and keep their old one, and they're just going to be in different tiers, right? So you're going to have your high-end tier, your mid-end tier, and your low-end tier. So I think this is really interesting. The Basscast, I think, did a really nice job bringing up a really important topic. Of course, we talked about it. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Drop them down in the comments below. And before we go to the next section, I'm going to take a drink of my coffee. Let me know. Drop down. What are you sipping on? What are you drinking on? Whenever you're watching this, if you're on the live or if you're on the replay squad. I have got a K-Cup from my Keurig of coffee. I'm a big coffee guy until about 11 a.m. And then I switch over to like sparkling water or energy drinks in the afternoon to keep me going. All right. We talked a little bit about this, but I'm going to give you the deets right now. So if you are interested in owning rare bass fishing collectibles, load up on gear and give back to the sport. So the Bass Fishing Hall of Fame has an auction going right now, and I'm going to show it to you right now. I was hoping there was going to be a lot more stuff in there. There's some things in there, but it's not as inclusive as I thought. But this auction goes through April 29th. You can bid on exclusive tackle, art, and memorabilia while supporting conservation, scholarships, and youth initiatives. So the money, the proceeds does go back to the sport of bass fishing. So I'll link this down below like I do at the end of every stream. Per always, here's the website. This is what's on here right now. This is literally all of the items. There is not that many. There is only 34. I say only, but that's actually a pretty good amount. So you can donate, of course. You can give them money if you'd like. Otherwise, LureNet. I'm just going to touch on a couple of these that I think is interesting. LureNet, which is a online website where you can buy tackle. LureNet, you have $1,000 shopping spree. So basically, think of it as $1,000 gift card. And you can bid on that right now. The current bid is $600 for basically $1,000 in store credit to LureNet. Classic Champ Fothergill signed hat, $250 bid. Nomad Design is a $500 lure package, current bid at $175. There's BizBait Classic Special Bundle, never heard of that before, but it's $60 bid. The Shimano G Loomis Spinning Combo, $375 current bid. It's valued at $460. The next bid is $400. And this comes with The static spinning reel, bidder's choice on size, matched with the G Loomis GCX spinning rod. Again, the winning bidder can select a specific model. The new version Stratic FM features Infinity X Cross technology for enhanced gear durability and Infinity Drive for increasing blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So yeah, that's your value, and it's currently at $375. They've got a signed Bill Dance hat and sweatshirt, and you'll see here, Rapala lure pack. They've got Rapala lure pack valued at $250. Its current bid is $225. Crush City valued at $250 in soft plastics. I wish they'd tell you what these actually were. It looks like you can click watch too. If you know anything about auctions, the best strategy is do not bid on it until the last minute of the auction. Otherwise, you're just driving the price up. But it's all going to a good cause, charitable contribution. I believe it's a 501c contribution. You have to validate. Don't take my word for it, but I think this could count as a charitable contribution. So anyways, there's a lot of cool things in here. There's a Vexus Boats package, sunglasses in here. We got other sign stuff. 2025 In Fisherman Bass Guide Gearbox valued at $150. So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff in here. So if you want to go check that out, that will be linked down below. All right, next up, NPFL and Humminbird form a strategic partnership. So we actually talked a tiny little bit about this before when we were talking about electronics and gear in the industry. The NPFL, so the National Professional Fishing League, has banned live imaging this year for the 2025 season, right? And so what happened? Well, Humminbird saw an opportunity to partner with the NPFL and say, we're going to sponsor. I guess they don't use the word sponsor, but I think that they're using the word sponsored. Let me see. Sponsor. Yes, they do use the word sponsor, just making sure that they were specifically not using that, but they are. So they are sponsoring the NPFL with things other than live imaging, right? So they've got side scan, they're charting, they're down imaging, right? So they're known for that type of stuff. Well, what's interesting is the approach that they're taking here. Let me find the section in here. So Brad Fuller, the president of the NPFL, expressed his enthusiasm about the partnership. It's exciting and an honor to be working with Johnson Outdoors, the parent company of Humminbird. When we decided to prohibit real-time imaging units, often referred to as forward-facing sonar or live imaging, last September, we hoped that the industry would understand that we were making a decision in favor of our audience rather than a decision against technology. And that's how a lot of people took it. We're thrilled that Humminbird understood that and saw the opportunity to promote their area of technologies to best match the diverse needs of fishing through the NPFL. The partnership includes branding of certain NPFL elements, and a contingency program that pays $1,000 to the highest ranking fisher equipped with the Humminbird Explore technology in 6 regular season NPFL tournaments. And the first one had already completed, and that was won by Bill Lowen, who finished in 4th place. So let me break that down for you. One of the ways that they're sponsoring is that there are 6 regular season NPFL tournaments that they are sponsoring. And the way that they're sponsoring it is Humminbird came out with their Explore series of screens, right? It's these yes, that's the Explore 12. It's these screens. So they came out with these new screens. I have an Explore 9 I bought over the winter to be able to use with the Mega Live 2, to be able to do side-by-side testing. And I will have it on my boat this year. So what they're doing is they're saying, if you as a fisherman have the Explore series of screens in your boat, they have 9, 10, 12. I think that's it. Maybe they have a 15. I don't remember. But you have to use the Explorer in your boat. And then what they will do at the end of the event is they will look and they will say, all right, who got first place, second place, third place, fourth place, fifth place? And whoever's placed the highest and has an Explorer unit in their boat gets $1,000 extra. So they pay out $1,000. Now, here's what I think is interesting is even though they're sponsoring, the top person, the highest ranked person in this first tournament got 4th place. That means first, second, and third place did not have a Humminbird Explorer unit. So what do you think they were using? My guess is Garmin. I don't know for sure. So it's going to be interesting to see, are we going to see more Humminbird units on the boat? And you can't use the Explorer series with live scope, right? You have to use either Mega Live 1 or 2 if you want live imaging. Well, I'm sorry, you can't use live imaging. I'm thinking of the other tournaments. NPFL, you can't use live imaging. So even people, this is interesting actually, more interesting than I thought. Even people that can't use live imaging in the tournament are not using Humminbird, which is well known for their side imaging, side scan capabilities. They're known as supposedly having the best. I would argue Garmin is right up there as well with their GT56 transducer. But regardless of that debate, even the top 3 weren't using Humminbird. In my guess, I could be wrong here, might be worth somebody digging into, is that these guys pre-fish and use live imaging on their boat outside of the tournament. And so they want to keep Garmin on their boat because it is arguably, people have preferences, right? I believe Garmin LiveScope, the LVS 34, is the best live imaging transducer out there right now. Mega Live 2 is really close. They've made a lot of improvements with that, and the target tracking is pretty awesome, the target boost technology. Anyways, so they're going to pre-fish with that, and they're not going to rip all the Garmin off just to put Humminbird on just to potentially get $1,000, and they're used to those electronics. So it's interesting to see. We'll see what happens here. I thought it was interesting that they're like the the only benefit that the anglers are going to get is $6,000. So 6 people will get $1,000. So is that all it takes to sponsor the NPFL? Just give out $1,000 6 times? No, like $1,000 is a lot of money, but like to be able to be like a big sponsor, is that all that it takes? Interesting. Or is Humminbird, Johnson Outdoors parent company, actually paying the NPFL more money that they're keeping for profit for themselves? So, like, is it double that and then PFL pockets some? It's interesting dynamic. I don't know a ton about this industry, so I can actually have a very beginner mindset around like the way that I'm thinking about it. And then they just talk a little bit more around what's so great about the products that they have, and it's basically an ad for the Explore series here. So if you're interested in it, check it out or follow the NPFL. All right, we got a couple more topics here, and then we've got deals and then the giveaway. So Minnesota high school students get fish curriculum that goes beyond angling 101. So this is a picture here. Brennan Erickson works on his dragon scale butt wrap, and Tanner Risley works on his diamond pattern butt wraps. Photos courtesy of Dan Cruft. So you can see them working on their rod designs. So there's a high school teacher, Dan Cruft, who has brought a course to Hinckley Finlayson High School. That's right. This is a high school course that should be the envy of students all across Minnesota angling. So Kraft had read about a school on Minnesota's Iron Range that had an angling class, and he loved the idea. So he proposed it as a semester-long class, and now it's been running for a couple of years. They cover a wide range of things, everything from studying the different Minnesota fish species to different fishing techniques to learning about conservation and invasive species, how to tie different knots with monofilament and braid and fluorocarbon and so on. This is a class that I wish when I was in high school they had. There was actually a lure making when I was in middle school. There was an after school like fishing club. We didn't ever actually go fishing, but we made lures. And I think it lasted like 3 months or something like that. This was all the way back in middle school. And I did that and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. But that was the only thing in all of my education experience up until, of course, graduating high school. College is, of course, way different. But like within high school, that even had anything around angling. And this is super exciting to see that they're offering more of this stuff within high schools, education around the sport, the industry, conservation, fishing, the skills related to the industry and building products in this industry, I think is really cool. So it says naturally students incoming angling experience varies, which can be a challenge to accommodate. On the other hand, more experienced students have opportunities to teach their peers and develop leadership skills. Great win right there. This is pretty cool. Guest speakers, including the DNR fisheries biologist, bring a depth of expertise that offers something for everyone. Minnesota angling guide and personality Tony Roach, we've probably all heard of him, has also visited the class. He comes in every semester. Field trips have taken place mostly on local waters during both open water and ice seasons. The class also has visited the local DNR fish rearing facility a couple of times, and Kraft has actually been able to get them on a fishing launch on Lake Mille Lacs a couple of times as well. As far as the course catalog, because again, this isn't an after school activity that we're talking about here. This is an actual semester long class. Pretty sweet. So as far as the course catalog goes, angling one, so this is angling one, maybe they're setting themselves up for angling 2, 3, 4 down the road, who knows, is listed as a physical ed elective class. That's because there's a push in state education standards for lifetime activities. Things student can learn to stay active outside their entire lives. And that's not all. They're actually getting some science standards when they start talking about the different species of fish and invasive species. They talk about the thermocline, how temperature affects the density of water, and migrations of different fish throughout the year. So they're hitting a lot of science standards too, which is pretty great. On top of that, he's partnered up a couple of times with their family and consumer science teacher to talk about the proper way of cooking and handling fish that they've caught. This is the type of thing that I love to see in schools. I know I've said it a couple times, but this is really cool. It's been popular so much that Kreft has begun to offer a second semester. He got the idea after taking a community ed rod building class in nearby Mora with some friends. Angling 2, I didn't obviously read this whole article beforehand. Angling 2 is centered on building a custom rod. Kraft plans to get the students out to use their rods before the end of the year, as well as tying jigs if time permits. Still in his first semester, Angling 2 is proving every bit as popular as Angling 1. How cool is this? I bet the kids absolutely love it. This is the thing that I would love to support and see more of across our high school. So if you're a teacher out there watching this, maybe work on reaching out to Dan Kraft and see if you can get this started in your school. Pretty cool. Pretty dang cool. All right, next up, some deals. This is actually an event that's going on right now. If you are somebody that's been looking at core ice houses, this is a deal that I found on their website. If you are looking at core ice houses, you want to upgrade. This is actually supposedly the best time of year to buy and get the best pricing. Let me tell you a little bit about it, and I'll drop the link down below so you can check it out. Again, I do not work with, I am not affiliated with, I have no business relationship with them. This is just one of those things that's a deal. If Ice Castle, if Polar Fox, if Yeti does promos like this, I will absolutely talk about them as well. Somebody just got to send them to me, make sure that I see them as well, because I get a lot of deals. So now through April 28th, Core Ice has their first out sales event. So this is a sales event exclusive where you get a $1,500 discount, free premium audio upgrade in the Ice House, a custom apparel package is included, and you get to choose your bonus item, eDrive credit, store credit, and more. So this is the way that it works. First out exclusives. We talked about $1,500 discount off MSRP and free premium audio upgrade and the custom apparel package. And so these were the bonus choices that we had said above. You can get a $1,250 eDrive credit. You could get $750 online store credit, or a free laminate cabinet upgrade, or a spare tire with custom cover. I personally would either do the $1,250 eDrive or the spare tire, and then plus guaranteed delivery prior to the ice season. And they also have some massive discounts on in-stock inventory, which I think they're starting to run low on. Now, the way that this works is the idea of the first out sales event is you place your order now. This is factory direct, so it's directly from Core Ice here in Minnesota. I think you have to place the order, at least start this process by April 28th. And so you're ordering it now. You can pick all your colors. You get to pick everything. Whereas if you wait until the fall to buy one of these units, the only units you're getting are those that are already built, right? So you're buying in-stock units, either from Core or dealers that have them or anything like that. So if you buy now, it will be available, built for you, ready to go for the ice season, which is pretty great. You get the best savings of the year, it sounds like. So this is the way that it works. 15% non-refundable down payment, due at the time of the order within the program time frame. It runs until the 28th or while build slots last. Build specification to be finalized by July 15th. So you don't even need to finalize it. You just have to do the 15% deposit right now, and then you can customize it and build it all out up until July 15th. Pickup and final payment is due upon the completion of the build. 5% interest fee on late payments of 15 business days or more. But that's what it is. For model year 2026, maybe I'll do a video on it this fall, but they've got the standard features that are new for this year. They've got the black anodized trim. You saw it in the unit that I used this year. Upgraded cabinet designs and styles. They have the L-track tie-down system in the flooring. They have designer ceiling lighting in the 80XX model, so the 8-foot wide models. I don't think I've even seen this designer ceiling lighting, so that's pretty cool. Composite corner caps. I don't know if I've even seen that, but that's pretty awesome. And then they've got a bunch of optional features as well here. Oh, fold up entry step. I wonder if this is like the Sure Step. That's something that I've always wanted. If I was to buy one, I would have put a Sure Step on the trailer. This is interesting. This is interesting. Improved matching spare tire mount. Oh, so lots of really cool new things here. So anyways, yeah, and you can lock in pricing before any tariff increases if they have tariff increases. So there you go. That's the deal that they got going there. Trika has 15% off rods going right now. I think this ends really soon. So if you're interested in getting a Trika rod, this is the best price that I've seen on their open water rods. This is not the best price that I've seen on their ice fishing rods. You can still get 15% off the ice fishing rods, but 2 weeks ago, they had $50 off either open water or ice fishing. That was a better ice fishing deal. This is the best for open water. So I actually picked up two new rods, and I just got them this week. So they're in my garage. I'm going to try them out this year. A couple different lengths and power sizes as well. And I pay full price just like all of you. So I took advantage of this sale. All right. Tackle Warehouse has a blowout sale, 35% off blowout sale on their website right now that ends Wednesday, 4/23 at 3 p.m. Pacific time. I will link this down below if you want to go and check out everything that Tackle Warehouse has available. FishUSA has their deals of the day. These are the ones for today. The link that I'll drop down below will always update to whatever the latest FishUSA deal of the day is. So you can bookmark it if you want, and every day go check it if you wanted to. So they've got a couple of things in here that you can see here on the screen. Buy two, get one free. Salmo Wacky 12 and 25% off the Rapala Husky Jerk, to name just a couple of them there. And then we've got Bubba. I'll link this down below. Save up to 40% off bags, rods, apparel, and kitchen series, part of their spring sale. So I will link this down below. There's 37 items that are currently on sale. They've got Bubba blades, they've got rods, they've got these coolers or tackle organizer boxes, look pretty cool, and a bunch of stuff. So Bubba's got deals going on right now. And now, the thing that a lot of you have probably been waiting for is we're going to do the giveaway. So in order to celebrate the first Sunday morning live stream of many to come, we're going to try this out for a while. This works a lot better with my schedule. Hopefully it works good for you all. Grab your drink, and then we're going to do a giveaway here. All right, so the way that this works, I got to get this set up here in the background, is there's going to be something you need to comment in the comment section down below. Muddy saying X88 is a foam bucket. Okay, so it fits inside of the foam bucket. Yeah. Happy Easter. Ryan is here. Scratching with Blaine. Nice, nice, nice. I love it. Mark J. How does Alex like his drink? On the rocks. Well, I like to stay away from the rocks nowadays. So it's like if I see rocks, it's like, I think I'll just stay over here. You know of that story. Yes, you know my pain. All right. Okay. This is what we're going to do. Share this tab. All you need to do is in the chat, type in hashtag FGTN show, all one word. It can be caps, not caps. It doesn't matter. Case doesn't matter, but it has to be hashtag FGTN show, and you can get entered in for the drawing. It's going to be a $20 gift card, your choice of either Caribou or Starbucks. just because this is a morning stream. If you're a coffee drinker, great. If you're not a coffee drinker, get it. I think they have iced tea there, right? I think they've got fruity drinks, and I think they have breakfast food there. So, or gift it to someone. It'll be an e-gift card. Reach out to me after the show's over if you're the winner, and then I'll get it emailed over to you here today. So you'll get it today as long as you do it right after the show. So we'll give it a couple of minutes and see who enters. We got 4 entries right now. Grab your drink, sit back, take a sip. We're gonna throw a little music in here. Let me know if you can hear it. I don't know how loud this is. You know, if you can music in the background or not. All right, we got entries still coming in here. We'll give it a little bit. We're up to 11 so far. Love it. I know some people are on a little bit of a delay. We're not going to wait like forever for it. So maybe we'll give it another minute here. We'll give it another minute. I got 8:14 and 30 seconds. So we'll wait till 8:15 and 30 seconds, and then we will go ahead and click the draw button. We got 13 in here. If you enter more than once, it will only count you once. So there's no point in spam in the chat. And you have to be over here on you don't know. You can actually enter from YouTube or Facebook, which is great. Looks like everybody has entered it right. I'm just trying to see if anybody maybe typed it wrong. Boom, boom, boom. We got Xander Cage saying, loves the stream. Love to see it. Oh, should I zoom in here, make this a little bigger? There we go. There we go. I don't think it did what I wanted it to. What if we go like this? That makes it bigger. Boom. All right, where are we at? 8:15:30. Okay, we're there. All right, we're gonna do a drawing. We got 15 people. There's a lot of people that don't want a free gift card that are here live. All right, 16. We'll give it 1, 2, 3, and we're clicking it. Draw. Who's it gonna be? Who's excited? And it's Brian Nielsen. Congratulations on your $20 either Starbucks or Caribou gift card. Reach out to me either via email or direct message me on Facebook, Instagram, or something like that. My email's down in the description of one of the videos down below. Otherwise, DM me. Let me know your email address, and then if you want a Caribou or Starbucks gift card, and I'll get that over to you here today. So happy Easter, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I hope everybody loves the new time of the show. If you are on the replay squad, please drop down below and let me know you're part of the replay squad, which means you're watching it after the live. And if you like the new time, if it's working out for you, I'd love to know about it. Anyways, tight lines out there. Have a great Easter, and hopefully get out on the water before I talk to you next. Take it easy and